What's up YouTube? It's JP Panther back on the video, and today's video is actually going to be a new movie update video. I want to talk to you guys about this because I know it's like really serious, and I know it's like a big deal, and I kind of want to talk to you guys some, we talk about, this is movie related as well, so I kind of want to, talk about it because I know this is a really big deal, what's happening around the world and stuff like that, and I also got to give you more serious type news as well. So if you guys are watching my channel or you're watching my channel for the first time, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. Make sure you rate, like, and video. And again, I will link the article in the description box down below so you guys can check it out and know that I'm not like these other YouTubers who just BS you and just like, where do you get your source from? Where do you get this and that? And I'm like, here, I'm going to put it in the description box down below so you guys can check out the whole entire thing. So this is a more serious type video. So this comes from Deadline.com. As U.S. box office shuts down and because of CV, China's theaters could reopen by the end of the month. When we're hearing from the U.S. industry sources, as those on the ground in the PRC, that the offices of China Group in Shanghai and all those films are reopening for business, a sign that the country's exhibition business is on its way to a great recovery. Shadow since the new year with the coronavirus CV, and it's a despite that has cost China's box office at least $2 billion or more. They're starting to lay out a plan for the reopening of cinema in China. IMAX told Deadline today that news of China Film Group reopening, they're starting to assess what movies are available and what time periods, what they want to manage and reopen and stuff like that. China Film Group also production and blah blah. However, China's reopening is not going to be with the big production or be surprised immediately with the same enormous box office results. We become accustomed for it for its country. It's going to take a bit of process. Again, it goes on and on and on and on. And China's theatrical release, blah blah blah. And it was other movies and stuff like that. But again, this is all about China. So pretty much, China looks like their movie theaters, they're going to be fine. Now in America, we got to talk about us, which is a big deal. In regards to when U.S. theaters reopen, sources guess that they'll have a better idea in 3 weeks after we see severe outbreak is following testing and near nationwide quarantine. AMC announced that their venues are going to be closed in 6 to 12 weeks, while for other chains it's still a wait-and-see plan. When U.S. stocks have plummeted in the wake of their announcement closing to safety concerns, IMAX will do whatever. The storm in Asia is quite doing well. We have virtually no debt and $100 million in cash. We can operate for years with theaters closing, and it wouldn't endanger our financial stability, tells Deadline. And it comes, I guess, I'm trying to see what it is. It's like, okay. And IMAX has 197 out of their 1,590. Again, it's going to give you all these bullshit numbers, blah, blah. And they talk about all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. Again, I'm just going to just keep it on it, right? Again, you guys can read the article, stuff like that. But the thing is, right now happening with movie theaters and stuff like that, I do feel bad for a lot of the workers. Again, I have a lot of friends that work in the movie theaters and stuff like that, so my hearts and blessings go out to you guys. But the problem is the way I'm looking at these articles and stuff like that, it seems like the movie business is not going to be able to. They said either the movie theater is going to be completely like at least in America, I don't know about China because China's a communist country. Movie theaters in America might be, the movie industry might be gone. Like it might, like if you're a worker, I feel bad for you guys, but you guys might be screwed because the way they're talking, and especially how everything's being shut down, like malls, public gathering, bars, nightclubs, strip clubs, things like that. Anything that's non-essential, they're pretty much shutting that down. And now with unemployment probably going to go up like crazy. Trump said he has this stimulus package where I guess it's supposed to be like, I don't know the whole entire thing. You guys can look more information on it. But I guess this will be like $1,000 a month for 2 weeks, or like if you have kids, you get 500 more. I forget exactly what it is, but they say they're trying to work on a stimulus package to help people who lost their jobs, stuff like that. I have friends who also work at the gyms and stuff like that, so they're pretty much out of a job. I feel bad for you guys as well. But overall, it just seems like at least with the movie theaters, it looks like y'all gonna be screwed. Even if you come back, I don't think it's going to be harder for people to just get back. Even if they say, okay, well, everything's getting reopened, you guys can go back to the nightclub and strip. I don't think people are going to be rushing into those places like that right away. I think there's going to be a lot more fear and hesitation. And then once people start feeling comfortable going to these places or even go to movie theaters, then it might happen. But it's going to take maybe like a month or something for that to happen. And even if it with everything happening and stuff like that, it seems like, movie theaters, it might be, I don't know if they can survive this. Even one of my friends and I, we were talking, and we are saying that the comic book industry, there's going to be two things that are going to be gone out, especially with all this stuff happening: comic books and the movie theaters. Those are the two main things that are going to be hurt, whatever. And now the problem is the small people get, like the CEOs and all those rich motherfuckers, they're going to be fine, blah, blah, blah. Like the celebrities, I mean, especially with Gal Gadot and all these other celebrities that are singing and blah, blah, blah. Again, I have another video talking about that. But the lower people, the everyday regular people, the 9 to 5 people, it seems like this is going to hurt you guys a lot more than the top rich CEOs. Again, they said they're going to try to do everything they can to make sure that you guys at least get paid, or at least have, I guess, like 1,000, like 2 weeks or whatever. I don't know the whole entire political stuff with that. Honestly, in my personal opinion, I'll see it when I believe it. And the problem is, they said, even I read, is that movie theater owners are asking for Congress and the House for, in the Senate for a bailout, a financial bailout. But the problem is that, okay, if you do bail them out, does that help the everyday regular people? To me, that's just my personal opinion. Like, instead of just giving it to the movie theater owners, you might as well give it to the people who work. I'm talking about the lower people. So at least you know that they're financially good, because you could give it to the rich or the top owners, whatever, and it's not a guarantee that they'll give the workers, their pay or their hourly pay that are shut down, especially with all this stuff's happening. In my personal opinion, I'm just like, I'll see it when I believe it, because when everything gets shut down, it's, it seems like they don't know what to do. The government's not, at least in Jersey, they signed an executive order to ban all those places. So again, I don't know what will happen when all this stuff is happening, but I do feel bad for you guys. And honestly, in my personal opinion, it's going to be hard for a lot of businesses to come back, man. It's going to be, it sucks, man. It really does. I really put out my heart and soul for you guys. I hope that all this stuff gets worked out by the Congress and the House. Hopefully Trump actually does something, with his dumb ass, because he was informed about this like 2 or 3 years ago by Obama and stuff like that. But overall, I hope that movie theaters do survive. But then there's also the problem is there's a lot of people who don't like going to the movie theaters. If we're just gonna keep it 100, like, I'm a realistic, authentic channel. I'm not gonna sit here and BS you like everybody else does. I'm gonna tell you 100. A lot of people don't like going to the movie theaters. It's expensive. It's a lot to deal with. A family of 4. It's like going to a strip club. You're spending almost like $200 to bring a family of 4 to see the biggest movie, and they're like, no, I'll stay home and wait until it comes out on home video or on demand and or rent it, whatever, and save my money and wait till it comes out during then. And the problem is that you don't have a lot of people rushing to the movie theaters even before all this. Even if this stuff never happened, the movie theaters and the box office would have been hit regardless, because even though you have movies like Avengers Endgame and Joker that makes $1 billion, doesn't mean it helps the whole entire movie industry in the movie theater. And what I've been reading about it, stuff like that, when these movies make all these bunch of money, the studios is the one who gets most of the money. So let's say, for example, like a company like Disney, right? Let's say Avengers Endgame let's say a ticket is like $10, right? And you only get like 30% of that. So you only got like $3 out of the ticket. The $7 out of that ticket goes straight to Disney, the studio and stuff like that. So overall, even if you have these big blockbusters, you're not even getting a big percentage of the money to cover the cost of all the essentials and stuff like that. And the problem is that, and this is one thing, the problem is the movie theater business has been having issues with for a long time, even before I was born. The problem is they relied on movies like the chick flicks, the rom-coms, the Italian mafia movie, the Martin Scorsese, Frederick Coppolas, the Godfathers, the urban gang movies like the Superflies or the Boys in the Hoods and the Menace to Society, or you have movies where it's or the westerns with the cowboy stuff like that. Now that people are tired of seeing that type of stuff, you have a different generation. You have my generation, and I have a young generation just like, you got to give us something better. What do you got? You got to show me something better. And the problem is with the movie industry, or even the movie theaters, they rely too much on Marvel. Because even if you pay attention when all this stuff, and I told a lot of my friends that work in the movie theaters, and I told the managers and stuff like that, and the bosses, I just keep it 100. I said, yo, without Marvel, you guys are kind of fucked. I mean, you guys are not gonna like it, but it's true, man. Like, and the thing is, they were like, nah, it isn't true. At first they were denying it, then they're like, after like Spider-Man Far From Home, like because you last year like Spider-Man like Endgame and Captain Marvel and stuff like that. I'll say like around Spider-Man because remember you had like last year you had Captain Marvel and in March, then you had Endgame in like April, and then you had Spider-Man Far From Home in July. Once Spider-Man like around like June, I think it was like July, like beginning of 4th of July, whatever. Once people started seeing Spider-Man, like to me, I started seeing it like where Spider-Man came out and like let's say for like July, like it dominated for a whole month. Around like August or September, that's when you start seeing like, yo, like you guys don't have another movie that can match on par with the MCU or have another movie that's on its level where it can still bring the general public more interested. And the problem is that the only time you hear when the movie theaters is packed is Marvel. So without a Marvel movie, you're not making a lot of money. So y'all kind of effed. And I said it, I kept it 100. I was like, yo, like the Marvel movies are the things that's kind of paying your bills. And the problems without the Marvel movies, people are not going to movie theaters. And even before when I went to the movie theaters, you feel me? When like a couple, like even last week, I mean, you had like Bloodshot and The Hunt. And again, I know it's different different circumstances with the life, what's going on with life and stuff like that. But even like a month before, let's just say like Birds of Prey. I'm just going to use Birds of Prey example. People think, all right, we could just throw in a comic book superhero movie, automatically make money. No, you guys do Birds of Prey and no one ever showed up. I'm real. I was like the only movie person in the theater. So it's like you have to have another movie to compete with it. And that's one of the things I would say with like Shonen Jump and Shueisha. They're not trying to appeal to a bunch of people. They're like, yo, we got a Bleach Thousand Year Blood War. If you like it, you like it, and that's just what it is, you feel me? And the thing with Shonen Jump in Japan, at least they do, is like, okay, when Dragon Ball Z comes out, okay, Dragon Ball Z's done, so we need another anime that can kind of match or be on par. Okay, we got One Piece, we got Naruto, we got Bleach, boom, boom, boom. Okay, Naruto's ending. Okay, Bleach is going to be more on the forefront. Okay, Bleach is ending. Okay, My Hero Academia. Okay, One Piece is kind of on its bullshit right now. We're going to have Demon Slayer. We're going to have Black Clover. We're going to have other properties and other things that can not... And Dragon Ball Super comes out later on. But I'm saying you have other properties that could keep the same level of interest as the ones before. The problem is that the movie industry, they rely so much on Disney and Marvel, and when they are pretty much run their course or they're out of theaters and people have seen the movie like 10,000 times and they just throw their money away, and eventually they're like, okay, I got my Marvel. I came off with that Avengers Endgame heroine or that Marvel MCU heroine. I'm done. I'm not going to the movie theater, and I'm going to do whatever I want. So that's the problem with the movie industry before CV happened. So I do feel bad for you guys. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think movie theaters will be around after CV is done? Do you think everything will go back to normal? Do you think a lot of industries are going to be hit? I think Hollywood's going to be viewed differently. And I just think businesses in general are going to and people in general are going to start thinking like, yo, if something like this happens, I got to make sure I get a job or maybe do like YouTube or a podcast or something like that. Try to have my own business so if something does go left, like a government shutdown or something like this, you feel me? Or like CV where they sign an executive order and ban all the non-essential stuff. At least I have a job that's essential, or have backup plans and not put my eggs in one basket. So when something does go left, at least I prepare and be able to pay my bills and feed my family and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you rate and like the video and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Peace and have a great day and take care.